Yo! What's going on, guys? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're going to talk about, or at least try to, compare the previous bear market to the current bear markets and see if we can find any similarities. There are a lot of similarities. I already know what you guys are going to say before we start the video, though. You can't compare. Recession, right? I agree, but we'll talk about it. Now, I want to make this first disclaimer before we come back into this video, right? I understand that the previous high was not the same as, right, the previous highs that we had in the past, right? We had this weird little double top formation, right? Little M formation. Wasn't the same as this parabolic rise to parabolic dump, right? I understand that. So before we start the video, I want to make the disclaimer that we don't necessarily need to see what happened in the previous bear markets happen in this bear market. We definitely don't, because we didn't see it in the previous top, right? So I want to make that first disclaimer, but I'm strictly in this video going to stick to what the charts are saying, where we are in the trend, and what we can expect going forward if we continue to follow the trend, which right now we are kind of following the trend, right? You guys know my take before I get started with this, though. I do think the bottom is in, other than you getting some huge black swan event, which we know the world is a shit show right now, right? There's bad things happening every 2 seconds, it feels like. That could cause the markets to dump. That's when we get the lower lows. But assuming everything stays the way it is right now, I think we'll just kind of be hovering at this range for quite a while. But anyways, let's jump on into what the charts are saying, or based off what the previous bear market is saying. Let's jump on in. So right here, guys, if we look at where the current trend is for BTC compared to the last previous bear markets, I first want to say the 2014 bear market is this blue line that's coming down like this. The 2018 bear market is the yellow line that's coming down like this. If you look at where we're sitting right now, we are pretty much exactly where we're supposed to be comparative to the two previous bear markets, right? 2014, we were right about right here at this point. 2018, we were right about right here at this point. We're pretty much exactly on point, right? So it's easy to say, everything's different. But in reality, we just kind of have been holding this trend. Now, sometimes you get the pumps while the other ones dump, right? Sometimes you get the pump, other ones dump. But you generally stay relatively in this little downwards channel, all right? So that's where we're sitting right now. Now, what does this tell us? All right, what does this tell us right now? Yes, we're at the same point, but what does that tell us going forward? Well, if we were to continue what we're to say do in the previous two bear markets is you would expect one more drop. You look here in 2018, you got that one last drop. That was about from 6K to 3K. You back in 2014, that was about a drop. I forget the exact prices, but it looks like about the same percentage drop. All right, so what could we expect? The drop from comparative to 2014 would be comparative to a drop to about 14K today. And the 2018 drop from where we are right now would be comparative to about a drop to 8 to 11K today on weekly closes. I want to make that clear. You can get wicks. We don't care about wicks on the channel. That's about weekly closes, right? So, what would be the time frame? Well, it could happen any moment, right? If you look at where these happen within the next 2 to 3 months. 2018 was about 2 months from this current price before it got that big drop. And 2014 was about 3 months from our current price before we got that big drop in 2014. I couldn't think of the word. Holy moly, guys. Holy moly. Sometimes I can't think of the words. But right here. So what could we expect going forward? Should we expect a big drop for BTC within the next 2 to 3 months back down to, everyone's talking about 10K, 14K. Well, just strictly basing it off the two previous bear markets and where we are in the trend, that would say yes. Okay, that would say yes. But I mean, you're really just comparing fractals. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm just sticking to what the charts tell me right here, or the fractals are telling me. Fractals are fractals. They're meant to be broken at some point. If they followed 100% all the time, everyone will be rich. But if you look at this, it would say that you expect one more big dump down to these levels at the next 2 to 3 months for Bitcoin. All right, so take that for what you will. But here's the big kicker. Here's the big kicker that I want to be the point of this video. I still think where we are right now is going to be the buying time for a lifetime of Bitcoin and altcoins. The reason why is if you take it the same thought process to what we're doing now, which is you're at this two previous times, you're at those times right now in price. If you were to fast forward back to 2020, down to 2024, April of 2024, which we're about almost a year and a half away. It's actually coming up quicker than actually you think. But April 2024 is the next halving event. And if you look at where the two previous bear markets actually crossed at the halving, they crossed at almost the exact same price. Okay, you can't make this stuff up. You look at where we were, that's right about 30K of the equivalent of the current Bitcoin price. So right about 30K. So to me, when I look at this and I say, all right, if I'm expecting these to continue to play out, if you're a bear and you're expecting Bitcoin to continue to play out to 10K, 14K, or even lower compared to last bear markets, then I think it would be kind of biased not to expect Bitcoin to be at the same prices at the next halving. So if you take the next halving event, as I spell halving wrong here, which is kind of funny, just ignore that, guys. But if you take it, as Bitcoin should be around 30K at the next halving point, that might be upsetting for some of you guys. It's not to me, because I know where altcoins will be if Bitcoin's at 30K. Then you got to be a little excited where you're at right now. Bitcoin right now is about 21K. That's got to get you a little excited, right? I know that's not a huge gain based off Bitcoin, and I use Bitcoin just basically from a barometer standpoint. I hold more altcoins than I do Bitcoin. But the point is here, anywhere down here, or really anywhere below 30K, in my opinion, is a fantastic long-term buy. Yes, you can go lower in the next couple months, even in the next year or so, but you tend to trend up after about a year after the previous bull market high, right? You look at how long this took to bottom, 52 weeks, 1 year. You look at 2014, how long it take to bottom, 57 weeks, 1 year and 5 weeks, right? So that would put Bitcoin bottoming at somewhere in November, okay? And then from there, usually it's just a slow, methodical process to the upside, okay? So I think that's got to get you exciting to see that these both crossed that 30K in April 2024. If we do see what we normally do, which is down, prices like 10K to 14K, that's about a 3x. If you expect Bitcoin to bottom in November, all right, it's about a 3x in 1.5 years just for Bitcoin, okay? That's not even talking about altcoins. So that's got to get you a little excited. And yes, I know these times suck, but I want to make this video just to compare of, yes, short-term, things might suck. We could either go sideways for a significant amount of time, or we could see a little bit lower. But the point is, look forward, okay? Look forward based off what's previously happened. Because everyone likes to talk about what's previously happened in bear markets and how low we could go. But no one likes to talk about when you look forward after those lows on what could come based off previous cycles as well, right? The bears like to say, oh, 10K, 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 but they don't like to talk about what normally comes after that, right? And that's my whole point of this video. Stay easy, right? It's obviously these times aren't the most fun, right, when you're a long-term crypto investor, but at the same point, they get you excited to continue to be able to accumulate, continue to be able to stack, and look forward to where we could be at the halving based off the previous cycles. And if you guys also want to know where we were from the previous, when we passed the all-time highs in previous cycles, they actually cross relatively close to the same point too. They were about a month off from each other, but they both seem to cross their previous all-time highs about 6 months after the halving. So you'd be looking at October and November of 2024, which would be, you're talking about 2 years from now, okay, of Bitcoin hitting its all-time highs. Okay, once again, if you're going based off this data, you expect Bitcoin to go to 10 to 14K. You're talking about 5 to 6x for Bitcoin. What does that mean for altcoins? You guys can probably do the math in your head, okay? Just on this little bear market rally, we saw Matic do a 3x, and Bitcoin only went to 24K. You guys can do the math in your head on why that gets me excited, all right? So stay easy, continue to accumulate. The people who have the most crypto at the end of the day are going to be the winners, not the people consistently calling for lower prices, lower prices, lower prices, because they won't notice it now. But if you continuously just call for lower prices, you're never going to buy. The bomb's going to come in. You're going to start getting that real rally at some point, and what's going to happen is you're going to think it's a disbelief. You're going to think it's a bear market rally again. At some point, it's not going to be, and you're going to get left in the dust. That's what happens every single time. That's why most people weren't around in 2020, 2019, 2018, okay? That's why most people were around in 2017 and 2021. It's going to happen again. It always does, all right? But you just got to have patience. Catch you guys later. If you liked the video, make sure you like it, subscribe if you're new, and catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.